Sunset high and I'm by your side. Blood rush in a hazy glow. My hands to the bones. While other people, from both Judah and Benjamin, lived in Jerusalem, from the descendants of Judah, Athaiah, son of Uzziah, the son of Zechariah, the son of Amariah, the son of Shephatiah, the son of Mahalil, the descendant of Perez, and Maaseiah, son of Baruch, the son of Kolhozah, the son of Haziah, the son of Adaiah, the son of Joiarib, the son of Zechariah, a descendant of Shaliah. The descendants of Perez, who lived in Jerusalem, totaled 468 men of standing. From the descendants of Benjamin, Shalu, son of Meshullam, the son of Joed, the son of Pedaiah, the son of Kolaiah, the son of Maaseiah, the son of Ithiel, the son of Jeshiah, and his followers Gabai and Salai, 928 men. Joel, son of Zichri, was their chief officer, and Judah, son of Hasanua, was over the new quarter of the city. From the priests, Jediah, the son of Joiarib, Jakim, Seraiah, son of Hilkiah, the son of Meshullam, the son of Zadok, the son of Marioth, the son of Ahitub, the official in charge of the house of God, and their associates who carried on work for the temple, 822 men. Adaiah, son of Jeroham, the son of Peliah, the son of Amzi, the son of Zechariah, the son of Pashur, the son of Malchijah, and his associates were heads of families, 242 men. Amishai, son of Azarel, the son of Azai, the son of Meshulamoth, the son of Immer, and his associates who were men of standing, 128. The chief officer was Zabdiel, son of Giddalom. From the Levites, Shemaiah, son of Hashub, the son of Azrikam, the son of Hashabiah, the son of Bani, Shabbethai, and Jozabad, two of the heads of the Levites who had charge of the outside work of the house of God. Mattaniah, son of Micah, the son of Zabdi, the son of Asaph, the director who led in thanksgiving and prayer. Bakbukiah, second among his associates, and Abda, son of Shammua, the son of Galal, the son of Jeduthun. The Levites in the holy city totaled 284. The gatekeepers, Akub, Talmon, and their associates, who kept watch at the gates, 172 men. The rest of the Levites with the priests and Levites were in all the towns of Judah, each on their ancestral property. The temple servants lived on the hill of Ophel, and Zilha and Gishpa were in charge of them. The chief officer of the Levites in Jerusalem was Uzzi, son of Bani, the son of Hashabiah, the son of Mattaniah, the son of Micah. The Uzzi was one of Asaph's descendants, who were musicians responsible for the service of the house of God. The musicians were under the king's orders, which regulated their daily activity. Athaiah, son of Meshizabel, one of the descendants of Zerah, son of Judah, was the king's agent in all affairs relating to the people. As for the villages with their fields, some of the people of Judah lived in Kiriath Arba and its surrounding settlements, in Dibon and its settlements, in Chekab-Zeel and its villages, in Jeshua and Moladah and Beth Pelet, in Hazar Shal and Beersheba and its settlements, in Ziklag, in Mechanah and its settlements, in En-Ramon and Zorah and Jarmuth, Zanoah, Adullam and their villages, and Lachish and its fields, and in Azekah and its settlements. So they were all living all the way from Beersheba to the valley of Hinnom. The descendants of the Benjamites from Geba lived in Michmash, Asia, Bethel and its settlements, and Anathoth, Noble, and Aniyah, and Hazor, Ramah, and Gerim, and Hadid, Zeboim, and Nebalat, and Lod, and Onu, in Ger Harashim. Some of the divisions of the Levites of Judah settled in Benjamin. Chapter 12. Priests and Levites. These were the priests and Levites who returned with Zerubbabel, son of Shealtiel, and with Joshua, Sariah, Jeremiah, Ezra, Amariah, Maluk, Hattush, Shechaniah, Rehum, Meremoth, Edu, Ginithan, Abijah, Mijamin, Moyadiah, Bilgah, Shemaiah, Joiarib, Jediah, Saluamach, Hilkiah, and Jediah. These were the leaders of the priests and their associates in the days of Joshua. The Levites were Jeshua, Benui, Kadmiel, Shobai, Shugael, Smathiah, who, together with his associates, was in charge of the songs of thanksgiving. Bakbukiah and Uni, their associates, stood opposite them in the services. Joshua was the father of Joachim. Joachim the father of Eliashib, Eliashib the father of Joiada, Joiada the father of Jonathan, and Jonathan the father of Jaddua. In the days of Joachim, they were the heads of the priestly families. Of Sarah, Sariah's family, Meraib; of Jeremiah's, Hananiah; of Ezra's, Meshullam; of Moriah's, Jehohanan; of Maluk's, Jonathan; of Shechaniah, Joseph; of Harim's, Adnah; of Meremoth's, Helkai; of Edo's, Zechariah; of Genethon's, Meshullam; of Abijah's, Zikri; of Miniamin's, and of Moiada's, Piltai; of Bilgah's, Shemua; of Shemaiah's, Jehohanathan; of Joiarib, Mattani; of Jeadiah, Uzi; of Saluz, Kalai; of Amok's, Eber; of Hilkiah's, Hashabiah; of Jedediah's, Nathanael. The family heads of the Levites in the days of Eliashib, Joiada, Jonathan, and Jaddua, as well as those of the priests, were recorded in the reign of Darius the Persian. The family heads among the descendants of Levi to the time of Joiada, son of Eliashib, were recorded in the book of the Annals. And the leaders of the Levites were Hashabiah, Sherebiah, Jeshua, son of Kedemiel, and their associates, who stood opposite them to give praise and thanksgiving, one section responding to the other as prescribed by David, the man of God, Mattaniah, Bechabuiah, Obadiah, Meshullam, Talmon, and Akub were gatekeepers who guarded the storms at the gates. They served in the days of Joachim, son of Joshua, the son of Zozadak, and in the days of Nehemiah the governor, and of Ezra the priest, the teacher of the law. Dedication of the wall of Jerusalem. At the dedication of the wall of Jerusalem, the Levites were sought out from where they lived and were brought to Jerusalem to celebrate joyfully the dedication with songs of thanksgiving and with the music of cymbals, harps, and lyres. The musicians who were brought together from the region around Jerusalem, from the villages of Nephematites and Beth Gilgal, and from the area of Geba and Azimeth, for the musicians had built villages for themselves around Jerusalem, and when the priests and Levites had purified themselves ceremonially, they purified the people, the gates, and the wall. I had leaders of Judah go up on top of the wall. I also assigned 2 large choirs to give thanks. One was to proceed on top of the wall to the right toward the dung gate. Asaiah and half the leaders of Judah followed them, along with Azariah, Ezra, Meshullam, Judah, Benjamin, Shemariah, Jeremiah, as well as some priests with trumpet, and also Zechariah, son of Jonathan, the son of Shemaiah, the son of Mattaniah, the son of Micaiah, the son of Zakur, the son of Asaph, and his associates, Shemaiah, Ezra, Melalai, Gilalai, Mai, Nathanael, Judah, and Hanani, with musical instruments prescribed by David, the man of God. Ezra, the teacher of the law, led the procession. At the fountain gate, they continued directly up the steps of the city of David on the ascent to the wall, and passed over the site of David's palace to the water gate on the east. The second choir proceeded in the opposite direction. I followed them on top of the wall, together with half the people, past the tower of the ovens to the broad wall over to the gate of Ephraim, the Jeshaniah gate, to the fish gate, the tower of Hananel, and the tower of the 100. As far as the sheep gate, at the gate with the guard, they stopped. The 2 choirs that gave thanks then took their places in the house of God, so did I, together with half the officials, as well as the priests Eliakim, Masariah, Miniamin, Micaiah, Elianoi, Zechariah, and Hananiah, with their trumpets, and also Maaseiah, Shemaiah, Eleazar, Uzi, Johanan, Malchijah, Eliam, and Ezer. The choirs sang under the direction of Jezariah, and on that day they offered great sacrifices, rejoicing because God had given them great joy. The women and children also rejoiced. The sound of rejoicing in Jerusalem could be heard far away. At that time were appointed to be in charge of the storms and the contributions, fresh fruits, and tonics from the fields around the towns. They were to bring to the storm the portions required by the law for the priests and Levites, for Judah was pleased with the ministering priests and Levites. They performed the service of their God and the service of purification, as did also the musicians and gatekeepers, according to the commands of David and his son Solomon. For long ago, in the days of David and Asaph, there had been directors for the musicians and for the songs of praise and thanksgiving to God. So in the days of Zerubbabel and of Nehemiah, all Israel contributed the daily portions for the musicians and the gatekeepers. They also set aside the portion for the other Levites, and the Levites set aside the portion for the descendants of Aaron. Nehemiah's final reform, chapter 13. On that day the book of Moses was read aloud in the hearing of the people, and there was found written that no Ammonite or Moabite should ever be admitted into the assembly of God, because they had not met the Israelites with food and water, but had hired Balaam to call a curse down on them. Our God, however, turned the curse into a blessing. When the people heard this law, they excluded from Israel all who were of foreign descent. Before this, Eliashib the priest, that had been put in charge of the storerooms of the house of our God, He was closely associated with Tobiah, and he had provided him with a larger room formerly used to store the grain offering, incense, and temple articles, and also the tithes of grain, new wine, and olive oil prescribed for the Levites, musicians, and gatekeepers, as well as for the contributions for the priest. But while all this was going on, I was not in Jerusalem, for in the 32nd year of Artaxerxes, king of Babylon. I returned to the king. Sometime later I asked for his permission and came back to Jerusalem. Here I learned about the evil thing Eliashib had done in providing Tobiah a room in the courts of the house of God. I was greatly displeased and threw all Tobiah's household goods out of the room. I gave orders to purify the rooms, and then I put back into them the equipment of the house of God, the grain offerings and the incense. I also learned that the portions assigned to the Levites had not been given to them, and that all the Levites and musicians responsible for the service of God back to their own fields. So I rebuked the officials and asked them, "Why is the house of God neglected?" Then I called them together and stationed them at their posts. All Judah brought the tithes of grain, new wine, and olive oil into the storerooms. I put Shelemiah the priest, Zadok the scribe, and a Levite called Pedadiah in charge of the storerooms, and made Hanan son of Zakur the son of Mattaniah their assistant, because they were considered trustworthy. They were made responsible for distributing the supplies of their fellow Levites. Remember me for this, my God, and do not blot out what I have so faithfully done for the house of my God and its services. In those days I saw people in Judah trading wine presses on the Sabbath and bringing in grain and loading it on donkeys together with wine, grapes, figs, and all other kinds of loads. And they were bringing all of this into Jerusalem on the Sabbath. Therefore I warned them against selling food on that day. People from Tyre who lived in Jerusalem were bringing in fish and all kinds of merchandise and selling them in Jerusalem on the Sabbath to the people of Judah. I rebuked the nobles of Judah and said to them, "What is the wicked thing you are doing, desecrating the Sabbath day? Didn't your ancestors do the same things, so that our God brought all this calamity on us and on this city? Now you are stirring up more wrath against Israel by desecrating the Sabbath." When evening shadows fell on the gates of Jerusalem before the Sabbath, I ordered the doors to be shut and not opened until the Sabbath was over. I stationed some of my own men at the gates, so no load could be brought in on the Sabbath day. Once or twice the merchants and sellers of all kinds of goods spent the night outside Jerusalem, but I warned them and said, "Why do you spend the night by the wall? If you do this again, I will arrest you." From that time on, they no longer came on the Sabbath. Then I commanded the Levites to purify themselves and go and guard the gates in order to keep the Sabbath day holy. Remember me for this also, my God, and show mercy to me according to your great love. Moreover, in those days I saw men of Judah who had married women from Ashdod, Ammon, and Moab. Half of their children spoke the language of Ashdod, or the language of one of the other peoples, and did not know how to speak the language of Judah. I rebuked them and called curses down on them. I beat some of the men and pulled out their hair. I made them take an oath in God's name and said, "You are not to give your daughters in marriage to their sons, nor are you to take their daughters in marriage for your sons or for yourselves." Was it not because of marriages like this that Solomon, king of Israel, sinned? Among the many nations there was no king like him. He was loved by his God, and God made him king over all Israel. But he was even led into sin by foreign women. Must we hear now that you too are doing this all this terrible wickedness and are being unfaithful to our God by marrying foreign women? One of the sons of Joiada, son of Eliashib, the high priest, was son-in-law to Shalabad, Sanballat the Horonite, and I drove him away from me. Remember them, my God, because they defiled the priestly office and the covenant of the priesthood and of the Levites. So I purified the priests and the Levites and of everything foreign, and asked them duties, each to his own task. I also made provision for the contributions of wood at designated times and for the first fruits. Remember me with favor, my God. There we go, guys. That is the end of Nehemiah from beginning to the end. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Have a wonderful day, and I'm going to be leaving down the cut version down below in the description, so make sure you guys check out that. Also check out the description for some affiliate products that you might guys enjoy. Other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and thank you, and have a wonderful day. Thank you.